too many salespeople are afraid to ask, well, I didn't want to blow the sale. You don't have a sale anyway.
Therefore, we not average Joes, we sales pros.
All right, in this video, briefly, I'm going to break down the 4 different personality types of customers that you're going to deal with that come into your dealership. And once you can identify these 4 personality types, everything else becomes much easier. Because the issue a lot of salespeople have, especially new ones, they may not have identified certain similarities or commonalities between people that'll help you know how to deal with these people once you identify what personality type they may be. Now, is there 100% that you just gonna know beyond a shadow of a doubt? No, but there are some tell signs that customers give you to help you identify who you're dealing with. So we're gonna get into it. So on the first personality type, you got the socializer. And as you see, it says the socializer is open and direct. Now, these are your ideal customers. You know the type that come in, man, they get out the car. They got a pleasant look on their face. They walk in, you greet them. They're responsive. You ask them a question. They willing to answer it. You lead them to the seat. They're willing to speak with you. They're open and direct, which means that not only are they a pleasure to be able to engage with, but they know what they want. And they make it easier on the sales professional to do what they're there to do, which is help them solve a transportation problem. Now, these folks, don't we wish we could have them? But out of 10 people, you may get one that'll walk in that'll fit that specific personality type. And there may be more, but I mean, one that gets out, boy, they got the pleasant look on their face. Every question you ask, they're giving it to you. And the whole process is enjoyable. With these people, even when you present the numbers, it's just the way they even absorb it. Even if it's they look at it and it's 2 hours, like, what can we do? Man, we may be able to do something to come up with that. Everything that they're even saying is giving you positive vibes as far as on them wanting to buy. So that's the socializer. Okay, again, ideal customer. Next, though, we got the director, aka the A-type personality, and the A stands for alpha. These people are direct. I mean, they're self-contained and they direct. When I say direct, meaning they know what they want. But they're going to make you earn it. You know, that person that kind of sits back there like with the, tell me what you got and I'll tell you what I want. Where you're like, well, Mr. Customer, how can I, tell you what we got when I don't know what you want? One of those. And if you don't know how to deal with them, it turns into an uncomfortable dance, which ultimately they'll win because they'll get up and just leave. Or, the process will go so terribly that the dealership ends up having to give the vehicle away just to earn this person's business, depending on how bad they want the business. And with these that I'm going over, I'm also going to give you a tip on how to deal with them, but I'm just going to identify each 4 first. So that director is self-contained. They're not going to be with the warm and fuzzies. You're going to ask them a question. They're going to give you one-word answers. Okay. So identify these people, the A-type personality, alpha-type personality. Next, we got the thinker. This is the super analytical customer. They want all the specs. They want the Carfaxes. They want every piece of information you got. Hell, they even ask for the invoice sometime. Hey, can I get the invoice? Can I get it? They want everything so that they can put it in their head and think it over and analyze it. Now, these people are self-contained, meaning when you ask them a question, it could be like pulling teeth with them also. But they're indirect, meaning they don't know specifically what it is that they want. They have an idea, but they're not quite sure. Are they looking for new or pre-owned? Depends. Is it going to be for business or personal use? Depends. So these folks, again, I'm going to give you a tip on how to deal with them, but your thinker is self-contained, not very open and talkative, but they don't know what they want. And it's on you to help with that. And the last one, we got the relator. Now, this is that person that comes in and will talk to you for an hour or 2 hours about everything other than the information on that vehicle. They'll talk about the weather. They'll talk about the sports. They try to get into all types of politics and religious talk with you. They'll talk about everything except for what they came in for. Now, these folks are open, which, like I said, they're willing to talk with you about everything under the sun, but they're indirect. They have no idea. Well, they have an idea, but they don't know specifically what it is that they want. But they'll sit there with you and powwow with you for hours. So now that we've identified the 4, we got the socializer, open and direct. The director, alpha personality, A-type personality, self-contained and direct. We got the thinker. They're self-contained and indirect. And then we got the relator. They're open and indirect. So we're going to work our way backwards. Since we started off with socializer, we're going to go back. So now with the relator, they're open and indirect. With these people, you have to be what's called politely abrupt. Okay. And when I say politely abrupt, meaning you have to pull them from that that side road and get them back on the main street so you can continue to help them. Now, how do you do this? While they're talking about whatever, it's really simple with them. So with this person, you can tell them, you know what, Larry, man, I could do this with you all day. I'm having a blast, but man, your time is extremely valuable. And I know you've got more important things to do. So let me get back to helping you out and see what we can do to get you enjoying this vehicle as quickly as possible. And then you roll right into your next question. Okay. I want to pause right there and say, if you haven't already, do me a solid, hit that like button. I will never ask you for a cash app. I'll never ask you for a super chat, but you hitting that like button is currency. It helps spread the video around. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription. And then hit the notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And this video is being brought to you by Selling for Success. Now, Selling for Success, I have a sales training platform specifically for salespeople in the automotive industry. If you're looking for ways to convert more customers, hold more growth, drive more leads from social media, overcome objections, everything you need, make powerful phone calls, send emails that get replied, every single component that's involved with what you do at the dealership is available. Help is available on the Selling for Success sales training platform. It has complete courses. It has audios, it has videos, has training manuals, even has the word tracks for you. So all you have to do is click the link that's in the description, and there will be a link in the comments. You can click either one of those, go over to the Selling for Success sales training platform. You will be happy that you did. Now, I'm going to roll back into it. So the thinker, that self-contained and indirect person, with this person, you have to get them to be more of an action taker. Okay. Now, how do we get them to be more of an action taker? With them, they're super analytical. So we have to ask questions. And with all of these folks, questions is key, because he or she who is asking questions is in control of the conversation, and you can't close what you can't control. So when you're asking questions, you're dictating the direction of the conversation. And when a customer starts asking you questions, you have to realize they just assumed control, and they can ask you questions that'll throw you off your path. You ever had a customer do that? Especially with new people. Get to ask you questions to have you jumping all around and chopping everything up. Then when it's time to ask for the order, you either get the crap beat out of you and have to give it away, because you weren't able to build the value in it. You weren't able to follow your steps in the process. So it's through asking questions. So with this thinker, when they want this data, you want to ask them questions. So, hey, listen, I'd like to get the Carfax. Awesome. What exactly are you looking for on the Carfax? Oh, I'm looking for this, that, and the other. Okay. And if everything matches up well on the Carfax and suits what you're looking for, how do you feel about us moving forward? It's asking questions and getting commitment with them. Each step, anything they ask you to do, identify what it's going to be for and what the next step is after that. You have to, because they'll have you getting all this information and walk out on you and then be popping in for the next 6 months just to ask you more questions, and that's what you want to avoid. Because at the end of the day, the best time, and you can tell a customer this, Mr. Customer or Miss Customer, I'm sure, you're getting the information because like most smart people, you want to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck and you're making a good investment. Well, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but the best time to make an educated decision is when you have all the information. And saying I have access to the information available right now. Let's see what we can do to answer any questions you got and make it as easy as possible for y'all to start enjoying your vehicle right away. Is that cool? And then I hear people say crazy stuff. Sometimes when I get my words, I just say, oh man, that's too wordy. That's too much. While I'm the one out here in demand at dealerships nationwide, while they're watching a video of mine, posting a comment, say, oh, that's too much. What did that take? All of about 10 seconds to say that stuff? And you have to realize something. When people are making big investments like in vehicles, do you really believe that somebody investing $30, $40, $50, $60,000 doesn't want you to ask questions, doesn't want you to get personal? Doesn't want you to show like you give a damn? And if you think that, you probably are struggling in sales, because anyone that's worth their weight knows, man, these people are making the second largest purchase next to buying a home. They appreciate when the person that they're dealing with shows that they're into them, shows that they give a damn about them, is asking about the significant other, about the children. Not just if you have that, but what are their names? What type of things y'all like to do? Yes, it's getting information about them, but it's also tying it in so you can make it relevant when it's time for you to present this vehicle. So what people think is too much or invasive, or, you can try to be a minimalist all you want, and let's see how that works. Try giving customers 1 word, 2 word, 3 word responses as you go through your process and see how many deals you close. So when you're giving that thinker that information, you want to ask them, okay, listen, and when you get this information, if everything lines up and meets what it is that you're looking for, how do you feel about us moving forward? Ask them, get in a commitment. Why am I just going to give this stuff there and not find out what the next step is? Too many salespeople are afraid to ask, well, I didn't want to blow the sale. You don't have a sale anyway. And if you're going to lose it, if it's going to lose it or blow it or whatever you want to call it, it should happen from you doing everything you can to help this person rather than being a minimalist and just seeing what happens. All right. So with the thinker, you want to ask questions, identify, okay, if you get this, how do you feel about that? Or when you get this, how do you feel about that? Getting a commitment from them. Because remember, they're a thinker. Their issue is they struggle with making decisions. So you have to ask questions and put them in a position where you're making it easy on them to make that smart, say, buying decision and do business with you. You have to help them make a decision. This is what they struggle with. And how do you identify somebody's one of these analytical people? They'll ask you analytical type questions. They'll request certain pieces of information that are all about data, not so much about the touch, the feel, and the sight. Okay? They're more analytical. All right? Or they'll flat out tell you, I really want to think about it. I don't make any decisions without me thinking about it. Then you roll out with the word track. Okay? And the word tracks, as you may or may not know, I have all of those word tracks. All of those word tracks are in the Selling for Success Sales Training Portal. There's a total video, a complete course on how to handle the price objection, the thing about it objection, talk to the spouse objection, shop around objection. All of those are in there, help you knock it out the park. Next, we got the director. Now, remember, that's that arms folded person, give you the 1 word answer. We have to get them to open up. How do we do that? Questions. Now, with them, the questions have to be personal. What separates you from every other competitor that they may go to about this vehicle is that most of them are only going to speak about that vehicle, and they're going to do it in an interrogation type manner. You looking for this, and you look for that, you want to have this, you want to have that. No smiles on their face, no levity, no voice inflection, no nothing. It's like an interrogation. The only thing they're missing is the light and another person standing behind them with their sleeves rolled up, looking like 2 cops about to jack up somebody in the interrogation room. No, it's not about that. That piece of plastic or metal, that vehicle, that is the prop. That's what they're there for. It does not make decisions. It is not feeling any of the emotions. That person is, though. So when people just spend all their time talking about that vehicle, you know what? Every other dealership in your city, in your state, or in the country that sells your same brand, they got the same exact vehicle you got, and probably for the same price, give or take a couple $100. So spending your time just talking about that does not separate you. What separates you is your interest in them. Your ability to pull out certain pieces of information where you could tie it in with how this particular vehicle will help them solve this problem, protect this person, add value in that way. But the only way we get that is through asking questions. And typically your directors, your A-type personalities, these people typically are qualified and capable of buying, and they know it. So they don't feel like they have to kiss anybody's butt. As a matter of fact, they feel like you got to bow down and deal with them. And I don't believe in bowing to anybody, but there is a way that we can engage with them in dialogue, knowing that most of your director-type personalities, your A-type personalities, they have egos. And so you have to learn how to stroke that. You want to ask them questions about themselves, questions about who may be riding in it with them, questions about what they use it for, what type of cool things they do. This is the way you break through with them. The objective with them, because they are self-contained, but they know what they want. But it can be difficult when you go up to present something to them to justify the price, to justify how this adds value if you don't know what that is. And again, if you struggle dealing with A-type personalities on the Selling for Success, the sales training platform for automotive salespeople, it has everything in it. And the Dominate at the Dealership, one of the first programs, the first course, that's available on there, it goes in depth in how to deal with those people, gives you questions you can ask to help get those people, shift those people from being that director to more of a socializer. That's the goal. You want to get them to open up some, to be willing to share information with you, to make it easy for you to be able to help them. All right. And then lastly, we got the socializer. Now with them, remember, they're open, they're direct, they're a joy to deal with. The only thing with them you can do is do your best not to muck it up. Because these are the people that a salesperson sticks their foot in their mouth or shoots themselves in the foot and says, nice shot. Because they're open, they're willing to give you the information, they know what it is that they want. You just have to listen with the intent to understand versus listening with the intent to reply. Sometimes salespeople get so excited, they get, oh my God, I know they're going to buy. Oh, and you miss something that seems insignificant and small, but it holds major weight. It could cost you later on. So just because they're open and they're giving you all the signs that they're ready to buy, they need to buy, they're there to do just that. You still take them through the process. You still ask them questions, because there's no such thing as a great deal on the wrong vehicle. And if you don't listen the right way, you could definitely set yourself up to be presenting this person something that is totally outside of what they're looking for. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. All right. So I just wanted to jump in real quick. Those are the 4 personality types: socializer, director, thinker, relator. And the objective of the relator is to get them on track, keeping them focused. Whenever they try to drift off, we got to recenter them so we can help them. Now, the thinker, remember, we have to get them to take action. If we leave it up to them, they'll just keep getting information, and never make a decision. They struggle with making decisions. So how do you do that? By asking questions, layered questions. And so when we talk about layered questions, I should have talked about this a second ago. Layered questions means no matter what answer they give, it does not matter. You can still roll on to ask another question. An example of layered questions would be, are you looking for new or pre-owned? Okay, the customer says, oh, I'm looking for new. Okay, is this for business or personal use? Or you say, are you looking for new or pre-owned? They say pre-owned. Okay, is this for business or personal use? Right? So let's just say we have some, is this for business or personal use? And they say, oh, it's for business. Okay, so your daily driver? Yeah. What type of work do you do? If they say it's for personal use, oh, really? So is this going to be your daily driver to and from your place of business too? Yeah. Well, what type of work you do? Or even if they say no, oh, okay. What type of work do you do? It does not matter. You can roll right into the next question. And the only thing that varies between those two was just my voice inflection. They say for business use. Oh, okay. Awesome. What type of work do you do? If they say personal use, okay, will you be using it as your daily driver to and from your place of business? No. Okay. What type of work do you do? Or if they say, well, yeah, okay, awesome. What type of work do you do? It does not matter. Those are layered questions. And those are all available on the Selling for Success sales training platform. If you aren't familiar with layered questions, you should be. Because good salespeople practice what to say. The great ones practice what to ask. You can't close what you can't control. And asking questions is how you dictate and control the conversation and lead this person to making that smart, safe buying decision and doing business with you. All right. So the thinker, we want to ask them questions and get them in a commitment. We want to help them make a decision. With the director, remember, they're self-contained, but they know what they want. That's that A-type personality. They're the ones, look, I ain't got time to BS. I ain't got time to BS. Give it to me. Tell me what you got. Those people, you have to get them to open up. How do you do that? Personal questions. Ask them questions about them. And when they begin to share, get them to elaborate. Don't just be fake. Oh, what type of work you do? I'm a baker. Okay, cool. Oh, you're a baker? Really? Oh, you do, what type of baking you do? Is it as far as cake specialties? You do pies? You do, is it meat? What type of baking is your forte? Oh, man, how long you been doing that? Did you go to culinary school or were you self-taught? It does not matter. But the more you, listen, the reason why your best friend is your best friend is because they know everything about you and they still care about you. Why is your significant other your significant other? Because they know everything about you and they still love you. So I want you to take heed to something. The more a person tells you about themselves, the more comfortable they become with you. You notice I didn't say the more you tell a person about yourself, the more comfortable they come with you. No. The more we share with someone else about ourselves, the more comfortable we feel with this person because we're giving them some of ourselves. So the more of ourselves we feel we give to someone else, the better we feel they know us. That's why when we spend our time with a significant other, with a family member or a friend, and they do something counter to what we like, we're so shocked or hurt because it's like, but you know me. How could you? That's why. Okay. So think about that. So you want to ask questions and get the director to open up about themselves to you. Okay. And watch how much smoother that'll go. And then with the socializer, they're already open. They know what they want. You just do everything you can not to step on your toes and jack the deal up. Okay. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you hit that like button. Never ask you for a cash app, never for a super chat. Your like is currency. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And last but definitely not least, check this out. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you haven't already, please hit that like button because it really helps the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscription, and make sure that you click the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever I release new videos. And last but definitely not least, make sure that you check out the Selling for Success sales training portal. It has sales training courses, audios, videos, manuals, everything you need to catapult your sales results to a whole new level. So remember, check out sellingforsuccess.org, the sales training portal. I'm Brian Maxwell saying again, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you at the top.